For most of your life, people have probably told you that you are simply too much, too intense, too emotional. Or maybe you are the person who cries easily, not just when you are sad, but when you are angry, or even when you are just overwhelmed by how beautiful a sunset looks. You have likely spent years trying to hide this intensity, thinking it was a flaw in you. But evolutionary biology offers a completely different explanation. You probably belong to the 20% of the human population with a trait called sensory processing sensitivity. To understand this, we have to look at how tribes survived in the past. The majority of the tribe were dandelions. These were the resilient warriors. They could sleep anywhere, eat anything, and move fast. But a tribe made entirely of warriors would die. They would walk right into a storm without noticing the clouds changing. They would eat poisonous food because they didn't notice the strange smell. The tribe needed you, the orchid. You were the vanguard of awareness. Your nervous system is wired to record the world in 8K resolution while everyone else is seeing in 720p. You do not just notice loud noises. You process the hum of the refrigerator and the texture of your shirt. You do not just hear what your friend says. You feel the slight hesitation in their voice, and you metabolize the sadness they are trying to hide. Your radar is always on. It is designed to pick up the signals that everyone else misses. But I have been reading the comments from our recent videos, and a painful pattern keeps showing up. You know you have this high-resolution brain, you know you have this gift, but instead of feeling powerful, you feel exhausted. You feel like you are constantly withering. That makes perfect sense, because an orchid cannot survive on a concrete sidewalk. It needs a greenhouse. Psychologists call this vantage sensitivity. This is a crucial concept. It means that while you suffer more in chaotic or harsh environments, you do not just survive in the right ones, you actually outperform everyone else. When you are in your greenhouse, you bloom with a complexity and creativity that the dandelions can never reach. So today, we are going to stop trying to toughen you up. We are going to start building that greenhouse. We are going to look at how to engineer your life across two specific areas: your body and your interactions. First, we have to pinpoint why you are so tired. It is not because you are weak. It is because of a fundamental evolutionary mismatch. Your biology is designed for a high stakes but low velocity environment. Imagine a quiet forest. It is silent, but you are alert. If a twig snaps, it means a predator. Your system is designed to process that one sound deeply. But you do not live in a quiet forest. You live in a world of high velocity noise. Open plan offices, traffic, constant notifications on your phone, and the emotional flooding from the news. Your brain lacks the gating mechanism to filter this out. This creates systemic overload. Your engine is redlining just to stay in neutral. To fix this, we need to completely rethink your sensory diet. Occupational therapists use a concept called a sensory diet. Think about food. If you eat junk food all day, your body crashes. Your nervous system is the same. It consumes sensory input. To survive, you need to minimize the depleting inputs and radically maximize the nourishing ones. Let's look at the depleting inputs first. These are the things that drain your battery. If you work in a chaotic environment that you cannot escape, wearing noise-canceling headphones is not a luxury. It is personal, protective equipment. I want you to really reframe this. In a loud space, headphones create a boundary between your sensitive nervous system and the chaos of the world. Wearing them is not rude. It is necessary maintenance for your machine. You also need to identify a restorative niche. This is a concept from environmental psychology. It is a physical space where you can retreat to let your system idle. It does not have to be a meditation room. It can be a quiet car, a stairwell, or even a bathroom stall. The rule is simple. When you feel that familiar fog of overstimulation setting in, you do not push through. You go to your niche for 5 minutes. In this space, you do not scroll your phone. You just let your nervous system come back to baseline. This prevents the cumulative crash that usually happens at 4 p.m. Now, let's talk about the nourishing inputs. This is the part most HSPs ignore. You cannot just block out the bad. You must feed your senses with the good. For a high sensor, beauty is not optional. It is functional medicine. A nourishing input is a signal of safety. This might mean visual nutrition, taking 10 minutes to look at natural light or the complex patterns of a tree. Your brain craves these natural fractals. It might mean tactile nutrition, wearing clothes that feel soft against your skin, or using a weighted blanket. The pressure signals your parasympathetic nervous system to calm down. Or it might be auditory nutrition, listening to brown noise or the sound of rain. These inputs actively replenish the energy that the noise took away. You need to schedule them into your day, just like you schedule lunch. And finally, if you feel constantly drained by your phone, that is a digital assault. Your brain treats those bright red notification badges like threats. It creates a low-level anxiety loop. Try the Gray Protocol. Go into your settings and turn your screen to grayscale. It sounds small, but it changes your brain chemistry. It removes the dopamine reward and turns your phone back into a simple tool, reducing the depletion every time you unlock it. Now, let's look at the psychological layer. This is where most HSPs struggle the most, the emotional sponge effect. Your mirror neurons are hyperactive. When you walk into a room and someone else is anxious, you do not just understand it intellectually, you physically feel their anxiety in your own chest. To protect yourself, you need to change how you relate to others and how you relate to yourself. First is the compassion shift. We often confuse empathy with compassion, but neuroscience shows they are different. Empathy is feeling with someone. It activates the pain centers of your brain. If your friend is drowning, empathy means you jump in and drown with them. Compassion is caring for someone. It activates the reward centers. It means you stand on the shore and throw them a rope. When you feel yourself getting overwhelmed by a friend's distress, catch yourself. You are drowning. Shift to compassion by telling yourself this internal script. I see your pain, but it is not mine. This creates a psychological boundary. Once you have said that to yourself, then you can ask them out loud. How can I offer support? This keeps you safe on the shore, where you are actually strong enough to be useful. Second is the pause protocol. Because you feel so deeply, saying no feels physically painful. You can feel the other person's disappointment, and you want to fix it, so you say yes to everything until you are completely burned out. You need a buffer. Your brain processes social data deeply, so you need more time to make decisions than other people. From today on, your default answer to any new request is this: let me check my capacity and get back to you. This simple sentence is your shield. It buys you time. It allows your logical brain to catch up and override the immediate emotional impulse to please. In that pause, you can ask yourself the hard questions. Do I actually have the energy for this? Is this person nourishing, or are they depleting? Is this good for my greenhouse? The modern world was not built for you. It is loud, fast, and aggressive. But that does not mean you do not belong here. It just means you cannot live on autopilot. You must become the architect of your life. You have to be ruthless about removing depleting inputs. You have to be intentional about finding nourishing ones. And you have to be strategic about your boundaries. This is not about hiding from the world. It is about resourcing yourself so you can actually be in it. When you build your greenhouse, you do not just survive. You unlock that vantage sensitivity. You bloom with a depth, a creativity, and a power that the world desperately needs. Start with one change today. Buy the headphones if you need them. Find your niche. Or just use the pause protocol. If you found this helpful, subscribe to Unordinary Mind. Let's build a world that works for us together. I will see you in the next one.